You're the best. All right. So are we recording? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. We're recording. Thanks to Ashley because I was forgetting. So I just wanted to really quick talk about November to Remember, which is kind of like a team cup. I don't know if y'all have seen in the online office, but pretty much it's like a competition, but it's only with you and one other coach. That coach, you can only have one lifetime diamond on your team. So if you're a diamond and you're trying to team up with another diamond, then that's not going to work out. Even if you're not diamond, like if you were diamond and you dropped rank, you are considered a lifetime diamond. So like me and Ashley cannot pair up because she's a diamond and I'm a star diamond, right? So if most of you are not diamond, so you don't have to worry about that. But just so you know, you can only pair up with someone that's only one person can be a diamond. And it's like a competition. I believe it's whoever sells the most double time challenge packs. No, Ashley's shaking her head no. What? It's not right.
So it's just like Team Cup. If you both, if you hit Success Club and you're registered on a November to Remember team, you get an exclusive prize for that. Plus, I believe you can get another prize for hitting Success Club regular in the month, like we always do. There is the team that has the most Success Club points total, they win the grand prize, which is money. I think that they're doing 10 $1,000 giveaways. So that's for you and your partner to split. And then for double time, what they're doing is the team that sells the most double time challenge packs, they're going to donate $50,000 to the charity of your choice. So
that has to do with education. It's an education charity, so like a school charity or something like that.
Yeah, so you have a chance of getting an exclusive Success Club prize. You've got a chance to win $1,000, and then you have a chance for $50,000 to be contributed to the charity of your choice.
Which is awesome, y'all. And with that, so I've been getting a lot of questions like, okay, well, what's the difference between, because they're going to have a double time all access challenge pack, and then they're going to have a regular all access challenge pack like they always do, right? Like if you go into our challenge packs right now, you're going to see there's a Shift Shop all access challenge pack. It's the same thing. There's no difference between someone ordering a Shift Shop challenge pack and someone ordering Shift Shop all access. Or no, I'm sorry. There's no difference between someone ordering Shift Shop all access versus regular all access. You get the same things. The reason why they do that, I think, is to see if people are buying for that specific program. So what you can do, whether they're buying for double time or not, if you want to aim for that top prize. I mean, I know that some of you are probably like, yeah, that's not realistic. Like I can't, hit those high numbers. They broke it down this time by region, which is awesome because Canada was winning everything. And, we couldn't even compete with them. So they broke it down to Central region and Canada and then, East Coast, whatever the regions are. I'm sick. So, my brain is fog right now, but all the regions are broken down. So it's you're competing with only people in your region, which gives you an even better chance of being able to get there, right? So make sure, when you're signing people up, just let them know, hey, I'm signing you up for this. It's going to tell them double time all access challenge pack. It's the same thing. That's what I'm going to do for November. I'm just going to sign everyone up with double time all access because it's the exact same thing. And I'll just tell them, this is the same, it's all access. You're going to get all access. It's just promoting double time since it just came out. And if you're not y'all, I'm not super excited for double time. And you don't have to be gung-ho about every program we do, but try it out. It's not going to hurt you to try it. Tyler told me he would do it with me. So guess what? I'm going to do it. It's not going to be the only program I do because I think I need something a little bit more intense, but it is going to be fun to do with him. And if you can, show you and your kids working out or you and your spouse or whatever, it's awesome to you can only do it with somebody else. So you can't do it by yourself. It's impossible to do by yourself. So, when it comes out, you don't have to be someone told me the other day, I just don't want to do it. Okay, then don't do it. Totally fine if you don't want to do it. I don't love every Beachbody program. I don't do every Beachbody program. I hate Chalene Johnson. And yes, I said that out loud. I hate her. She aggravates me. I don't know why. I like her as a person when she talks at Summit or when she talks like business wise, but like workout wise, she drives me insane. Not everyone likes Autumn. Like Ashley is not a huge Autumn fan. Like that's okay. So you don't have to, you don't even have to do double time if you don't want to. But you should at least check it out so you know what you're talking about. Like when you know that if someone, is wanting to get her and her spouse on board, like this would be a good thing to talk about. Or if they've got kids, and like they want their kids to be active, it would be good to talk about. So make sure you are going into the online office, like reading through all of the stuff about Double Time or any new program, like 80-Day Obsession. I don't know if anyone's even like looked at that, but it comes out in January. But right now is when you should be like at least reading up on it, and you don't necessarily have to be talking about it right this second, but if you know someone who loves Autumn, like someone, maybe a past challenger that has done one of her programs, let them know about it, right? Like just get them excited about it. If you're excited about it, you can start, kind of breadcrumbing that information, or like breadcrumbing that it's coming out, but I wouldn't like constantly talk about it because it doesn't come out for another 3 months. But if you do talk about it now and you share your excitement, like other people that want to do that program can get signed up now for all access with the deal that they have going on, and they automatically get that program. So make sure you're going into your online office, y'all. And I'm going to talk about that when we talk about the Power Hour. But the big thing is November to remember. Find someone to team up with, whether it be if you have a coach on your team who is wanting to build, or even maybe I didn't want to build. The first time I actually started to build my business was when my coach asked me to be on Team Cup. I was like, I don't know what Team Cup is, but sure, why not? And then I saw that there were prizes, and I get motivated by prizes. So I was like, okay, I'm down. Like, I want a free t-shirt. Let's do this. And I think I was the only one that hit Success Club, but I didn't even care because I was so excited. And that kind of is what catapulted my business. Like, it made me realize, like, okay, helping 3 people is super doable. So find someone on your team if someone wants to build. If no one wants to build on your team, that's totally okay. Find a fellow coach who doesn't have a partner. Ask in our team page, ask in Destined for Greatness if you're in Destined for Greatness, and find someone that will, and you don't have to have like these high numbers. Y'all just aim to hit Success Club 5, right? So where you can get, I don't know what the prizes are. I haven't even looked. I don't even know if they've announced them yet. I don't think they have. It's probably like a hat or like a t-shirt or something, but hey, it's free clothes, and I'm all about free clothes. So try and find someone that will at least push with you, right? It's going to be a really, really awesome thing, because if you can get, high numbers, and you never know, y'all, you might be able to win that main prize and contribute $50,000 to a charity of your choice, which is awesome, right? Especially for all those teachers on here. I know we've got some teachers on our team that would be awesome if you all could win some money for your school. So just keep that in mind. I don't know. Again, I haven't even looked, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to y'all. When registration ends for November to Remember, it usually ends like the last day of October. And that's probably what it is, which is not that far away, y'all. It's October 23rd, which is like crazy, right? That it's almost November. But yeah, so make sure you sign up for November to Remember. That's like my main thing I wanted to talk about before we got started with anything else. Does actually have anything to add to that before anything? No? Okay. Another thing, and I know this is only like for local people, but we're doing a Teamsgiving, and I'm really excited about it. Location is to be announced, but it's probably going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving. So November 17th and 18th. It's probably going to be the 18th. Again, I'm not like 100% positive or know where yet. But if you're local, you should try and come and bring somebody with you. Bring a friend that's not Beachbody related, or a fellow challenger or multiple challengers, whoever you want to bring. Bring them along to come meet people, because I really want to start doing more in-person meetings, like not necessarily like a business meeting, but just like in-person like meetups. I think it shows the community more. I think it's a lot of people are over social media. We kind of talked about that on the last call. people are just over social media. And if you can at least show them like the community, because that's what sets us apart, right? Like, yes, our products are great, and there's nothing like that, like Shakeology out there. There's nothing like our products out there or our programs out there. But the main thing that sets us apart is the community, the coaches, the people who you get to meet and work with every day, right? That's what sets us apart. So start inviting your friends and family to those kind of things like Teamsgiving or Super Saturday, things like that now. And I know Super Saturday seems far away, but it's like the first weekend of January. So like after the holidays, I know like I feel like you're constantly on the go, and then after the holidays you want like a mental break, right? So you're not even thinking about it, and it's gonna like sneak up on you like that. So start inviting people to that. Start inviting people to Teamsgiving. If you're not local, have your own Teamsgiving with your team or with people in your area. Like go on. I know like we have a Louisiana coach page, and we're actually meeting, if I'm feeling better tomorrow, we're supposed to be meeting up with some coaches tomorrow afternoon just to like go and like do business meetings, like just to hang out and like swap ideas, what's working for me, what's working for you. And it's a good way to like get to know people in your area. So if you're not local, maybe go into, if you're, you know, I don't know, wherever y'all are, Hawaii, Ohio, Texas, go into, you know, go search like, I know ours is called Louisiana Coaches page, but I'm sure you can find like a local coach page. Maybe if you had a Super Saturday page that you were a part of, like go in there and ask if there's a Ohio coach page that you can be a part of. I know it's another group, but it is a really good way to meet local coaches. And you can do something like a Teamsgiving or just like a little like get together around the holidays. So make sure y'all mark your calendars off for that weekend. It's new. I'll give y'all more details once we figure it out, but I'm working on it. So that is that weekend. And then that's really it as far as like the things that I wanted to kind of talk about before we talk about power hours. Does anyone have any questions about any of that or anything that they want to add in before I like move on? Yes, no, maybe so. No, okay. One last thing I forgot to say too. I have a girl who is selling she's not on our team. She's on DFG, but she is selling her summit ticket because her and her husband I don't know if she's pregnant yet. She hasn't like announced it yet, but I think she's pregnant. She said they're trying, and she suspects very likely that she's going to be pregnant, like about to pop at Summit, so she can no longer go. So if anyone does not have a ticket yet and wants to buy a ticket from her, we can get it transferred. It's the cheapest one, the $145, I think it is. So if you have not gotten a ticket yet and you want one, reach out to me because we can get it transferred to you. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so power hours. Earlier, I was talking to a few coaches, and I've actually talked to a few coaches about this more recently, with balancing like your life, balancing work or family or whatever else you have got going on, and balancing Beachbody. And I know it can be a lot, and I think a lot of people have this mindset that you have to be working Beachbody full-time in order to make it successful, like me and Ashley have done, and that's not true. Me and Ashley didn't start off full-time Beachbody coaches. We started off working just like y'all work, right? And so for us, we've learned like what we do now. Yes, we can work a few hours a day, but before we weren't. And it actually, I think, was a little bit easier to balance my time when I was working because I only had a set amount of time to do Beachbody. So it kind of like limited me to when I could work. Whereas now, like I'm like, oh, I'll do that later. And it kind of gets put off to the side, certain activities, right? So the more and more I'm talking to people, a lot of successful Beachbody coaches, y'all, build their business in an hour a day. That's it. Like there's not this 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 9 to 5 thing. They build their business in an hour. Yes, some people will put more time into it. But the good thing about it is if you can set aside 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, or an hour out of your day to focus on Beachbody and actually work. There's a difference between you thinking you're working your business and you actually work in your business. So, the thing about it is if you can sit down for an hour and have a set like list of the things that you should be doing every, within that hour every time, or maybe kind of write a to-do list, or what I call a BAT, a business activity tracker, to make sure that you're actually working. Because there are days where I'm like, oh man, I work my business all day. And then I look over and I realize I really didn't work my business. Me making graphics for my banners that's not going to help me grow my business. Me making my pictures, me taking 30 minutes to make my picture pretty, that's not going to make me grow my business. So make sure if you are setting time aside, that you are focused during that time. And I know things come up, especially the ones with kids. You're like, well, I was working my business and then my kid threw up everywhere, or, crawled all over me or whatever, and I couldn't do it. Which is fine. There are going to be days where you can't do stuff. When I was working with wedding planning and I was working with the retail store, there were days where I couldn't do Beachbody. That does not mean that I didn't show up on social media though, or that I wasn't present at some point. Today, y'all, I didn't do any work today other than I got up for 10 minutes, sent some messages out that people had messaged me, and I slept all day today. I didn't work today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I felt like crud. So I laid in bed and I did nothing. I watched Maid of Honor. That's what I did all day today. It was absolutely nothing. But that's okay, because tomorrow I'll get up and I'll actually do work. So, but I still showed up on social media. Was it the best post ever? No, but I said hey, I'm not feeling well, so this is my life, right? And I definitely want y'all to understand that if things don't go right, show that. Be you know what? I set an hour aside to work my business and I wasn't able to do it because the kids spilled Cheerios everywhere. My man friend got mad at me. I don't know. Whatever you want to share, it's up to you. But you sharing your truth and you being open about it is gonna show other people who are interested in this that, okay, number one, don't have to always be on my phone. Number two, she's a real mom. I'm a real mom. She understands the struggle of trying to work and raise a family. That's what's gonna connect them with you, right? So my big thing is having a list of what you should be doing during your power hour. Now, there's a bazillion and 10 lists that you can go look at. There's a BAT in the online office. We have a activity tracker I have a planner. I don't know if any of y'all know about it, but it's on in our file section of our team page. There's a new coach planner, and it literally has Monday, this is what you do. Tuesday, this is what you do. It's super helpful. And I've brought it up a few times, but I don't know if anyone's ever really looked at it or printed it out, but it is helpful. And I am that type of person, y'all, that I cannot work. Coach and Power Hour, Erin's holding hers up. We got that too. We've got a bunch of them, but I'm the type of person that to be honest, those kind of things stress me out, because if I don't check off something, I have anxiety about it, and then I stress myself out, and then I freak out about it. So I cannot sit down and go off of a check mark list for me. Now, if that works for you, totally cool. But you should at least know, so I don't have a set list that I go off of every day, but I kind of know what I should be doing that grows my business. And I've been getting better at it. I'm not perfect. There are days, like I said, where I'm oh, I got so much done, and I really look at what I did, and I'm I really didn't. But I'm trying more and more to have a set power hour of okay, these are the things I do. So what I started doing every morning when I wake up during my miracle morning, everyone else is working out and doing stuff. I'm actually making my to-do list for my day. So I sit down and I write out what needs to be done for my day. So usually that entails inviting, because that's the one thing I actually don't like to do. Inviting and following up are on the top of my list, and then I kind of go from there. So I put in my workout, I put in my Shakeology, I put in my personal development, which I normally am listening to while I'm making my list. Things are falling over on top of me while I'm making my list. But I also, and I don't put anything that's not Beachbody work related. So I don't put laundry on my list. Yeah, it can go on my other to-do list, but that has nothing to do with Beachbody. That is not going to help me grow my business, right? And I get it needs to be done, but this is a set power hour, my Beachbody business list, right? Do that every morning during my miracle morning. Yes, it takes me an hour because I'm listening to personal development. I'm also doing a little bit of work too, but for the most part, I am sitting down and I'm writing everything out that I need to do. So follow-ups, like I don't just write follow-up. I write who I'm going to follow up with for that day. I write who I plan to connect with for that day. If I don't know, then I'll put like 5 people, 10 people, whatever. And I put out time. So like, for example, I'm going to read this because my handwriting is crap, but I literally put like assignment number 1, friend request 5 people you don't know. And I put 5 minutes. Okay. So I literally time myself and then I go through it. So these are things, and if y'all want to write these down, and I'll type them out too. But these are the things that I usually write, and sometimes they change depending on the day, depending on what I need to get done. And I don't normally put like a certain number of people to connect with. I don't sit there and say I connect with 30 people a day. I have no clue how many people I connect with a day, to be honest. I do it by like time. So I'll say, okay, you got 10 minutes to send out, to connect with someone on Facebook. Meaning like I go on their Facebook page and I comment on something of theirs. Okay. Now I write down their names. I don't just like comment and not keep track of who I'm connecting with. But me and Ashley actually did this the other day when she came over, and it was actually fun because we did it together. And I told her, I'm like, all right, I'm going to connect with more people than you're going to connect with. And she was like, okay. So we set a timer and we just like went at it and tried to connect with as many people as we possibly could. And again, we meet up every week to work together. But if you wanted to do this on a power hour, like if you have a success partner or if you're working with someone, it would be cool to get on a Zoom and do this. Say, okay, like for the next 10 minutes, we're going to, connect with as many people as we possibly can by commenting on their posts and engaging on their posts or, anything like that. So the first thing I do is friend request people. I do this by going into, I don't just go down mutual friends list. I don't do that because a lot of my mutual friends are mutual friends with y'all, right? Because that's who I connect with on Facebook. So I don't really go through my mutual friends list so much as where I'll go into the groups that I have been engaging in. It's not just like random groups that I have never posted in that I just like go in and friend request a bunch of people. I engage in a lot of newlywed groups, wedding groups, engaged groups. I'm even in a group for dog moms with Aussies, which I have an Aussie. So like I'll go and engage in there. I'm a part of a group for, I don't know if y'all have seen, but I have a spots on my back. It's called Tania Versicolor. So there's a group for that, y'all. Like there's literally groups for everything. There is a group for my skin disorder and I'm a part of it. And I post, I don't just go in there and like not engage. Like if someone asks a question, that's part of my power hour too, to like go and engage in my groups. So, or in the groups that I'm part of. They're not my groups. They're like groups that are just on Facebook. So I'll post in there, and if someone's asking questions, I'm not always in there, but like I'll take 5 minutes in the morning to go in there and ask something or engage on someone's post. So if they're asking questions, I am showing up. So it's not awkward for me to friend request the people that are engaging back on my posts or that I am engaging with, right? Do y'all get what I'm saying? So if you're a mom, if you have a certain kind of cat, like seriously, there's literally groups for everybody. If you are an introvert, I'm sure that there's groups for introverts. Like there's literally like groups for everything, which all y'all smiled when I said that. So all of you are probably introverted. And so am I, but I actually sold a challenge pack the other day because I posted, and I'm not posting like, and this is another thing, I'm not posting about my weight loss journey in these groups. I have never once posted any results in these groups. I've never once posted anything about like losing weight or anything about these groups. If people ask in the group, I'll comment and just say, this is what I've done, but I'm not like, oh, message me for more details. Come by, check out. Like, I don't do that. I just engage with those people. And one girl, it wasn't even about, I asked about hair. I asked about how I can grow my hair faster for my wedding. And a girl reached out to me and said, hey, I saw your post. And she was giving me tips, and she's like, and I also noticed in your picture, you're super fit, and I really want to be super fit. So like, tell me what you do. And we started talking. She bought a challenge pack for me. Like, don't know this girl. This is the first, and that's not always going to happen like that, y'all. It's not always going to be like, oh, but people, when you connect with them, they go and look at your page. So if you're present on Facebook and you are showing up and you're showing, you don't have to be super fit, but you're showing your story, they're going to connect with that. So that's what I do for my friend requests. And again, I'm trying to also move more in-person meetings, like meetups. So I said this last week, meetup.com, I think I said this last week, is a website that you can actually meet up with local people. So they have groups on there. There's like a actual workout group that I wanted to go to today, but I was not feeling too good. So I'm going to try and go there this week at some point just to meet up with some of these ladies that are in the group. Now, I'm not going to go there and be like, hey, do you want to buy a beach party for me? I mean, that's not the plan. It's just to connect with other people. So there's a ton of ways if you're not big on social media or you don't want to do it on social media, meet up with people in your area. So that's one thing I do. The next thing I do is my current friends list, go and connect with people. And when I say connect, I'm engaging on their posts. So I usually go to if you go to your Facebook page, and you go to, sorry, y'all, I should have brought this up. You go to your Facebook page, like you're looking at your personal Facebook page, and you go click on your friends list, like where it says friends. It's going to show you like all the friends. When it first pops up, it's all people that you normally connect with. So you're going to know, like, my first person is Ashley because we talk like every 5 seconds on Facebook. And she's the person that always, like, you know, I'm liking her stuff, she's liking my stuff, so she shows up more, right? And then it's all Beachbody coaches, Lindsay's Day, Christy Canfield, Amber, like all these people that I usually connect with. So obviously those are not the people that I want to be connecting with or engaging with on Facebook. So instead, there's actually a tab that says recently added. I go and click on that, and then I go down that. I kind of scroll down because it literally goes by like who you most recently added to your Facebook, and then it goes down. So I don't like friend request someone, they accept me, and then I immediately go engage because I don't want to look like a stalker. So I'll go scroll down a little bit, and then I go through and engage on those people's posts. And I'm asking questions normally too, just so that if they answer, Facebook automatically puts you like as friends, and they're like, okay, these like why Ashley shows up on my newsfeed all the time is because I engage with Ashley, right? Vice versa. So if you're engaging with those people and they are engaging back, then you're going to show up in their newsfeed. So that's another thing that I do. The third thing that I do is I invite to my lifestyle group. Now, some of you might not have a lifestyle group, or some of you might not want to do a lifestyle group, which is totally fine, but you can invite to your challenge groups. I find it a little bit easier for me to invite to my lifestyle group than it is for me to try to invite to a challenge group. It's less icky in my opinion because it's a free group. So I just been, instead of me saying those, you know, hey girl messages of like, hey girl, saw you comment on my post, thanks so much for liking my post, or you on your health and fitness journey too, like I've just been, I know Ashley's been doing this too, just sending out messages saying, you know, hey girl, I just wanted to say thank you for showing me love on my post. I just wanted to let you know I actually have this free group. It's completely free, community, blah, blah, blah. It's open to anyone who wants to be a part of it. Was curious if you wanted to join, right? I'm actually getting a lot of people joining that way. And then they're seeing the value in the free group, right? They're seeing the value in the lifestyle group, and they're wanting to know more about the challenge groups. Now, if you don't want to do a free group or a lifestyle group, again, totally fine. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, we had a team call a few weeks ago about them, and that's how I started running my business. Again, it's my business. You don't have to run it that way if you don't want to. I find it's easier for me, and I wish I would have known about this when I first started coaching. I think it's a game changer personally, and I'm seeing a lot of top coaches only running one group ever. You know, Lindsay stays like, you're still running multiple groups. Like, why? You're doing more work for yourself. And I found that to be very true. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to switch this way. So I've been doing invites to my lifestyle group, and then follow-ups with people that, you know, I've shown interest in the past. And I'm not just like the people that have shown interest in the past, or if I'm still posting like I'm calling it a boot camp, but join my boot camp, right? Like I'm still saying, you know, I have 10 spots open for my boot camp, or looking for 10 ladies for my boot camp, or however you want to word it. And I'm still getting people joining the challenge group aspect, right? Them buying a challenge pack, them doing the challenge, the program. You know, I chose to do an email series because I, again, think it's easier for me to send out an email once they sign up, get their emails, you know, sent out that following week, and then they're good to go. So, you know, for me, it's just been an easier transition, but I am still leading with the challenge pack with those people that have shown interest, or the people that are asking me. I'm not just saying, yeah, join my free group, and then like not following up with the challenge pack part, right? So like what I do is I tell them, the people that I'm following up with, the people that have shown interest, maybe they're commenting on my posts about my boot camp, or they're sending me messages saying, hey, I want to be a part of your groups. Like, how does it all work? I'm talking like I would normally about my challenge groups, right? So I'm telling them, I have this community that's open, and I say it's open to anybody, but where the magic happens is in my one-on-one coaching. It's to help, to get you set up with a challenge pack just like I would any other group. So that is my fourth. So again, friend request, people that are not mutual friends with my coach friends. And I do that by group. You can do that by, if you have a husband, go down his friends list and friend request the girls, right? I don't friend request dudes. I think it's weird, and I get weirdos, so I just, don't do that. But I do friend request, like I'll go to Tyler's page and I'll friend request some of the girls that he's like friends with. And usually I know them, but most of the time, if you don't, that's okay. But it's not weird if like they know that's your, whatever. I don't know. I friend request those people. The second thing is I connect with those friends on my friend list that are not Beachbody coaches. I do invites to my lifestyle group, and then I do follow-ups. My invites and my follow-ups are usually the first thing that I do, because that is what's going to make me money. And I know that sounds bad because you don't want to do it solely for the money, but that's true. That's what's going to make me money. Me inviting people and me following up with those people, right? Yes, connecting with people is important, obviously. And friend requesting new people, like always growing your market is great. Like I think I have 4,896 friends on Facebook. I am not friends. I don't even know if I know 4,000 people. I mean, I'm sure I do, but like a lot of those people, I have just connected with, and I'm not friend requesting a bunch of random people that I have no connection with, right? Like I'm not going down a list and just like friend requesting random people that I have never spoken to. I used to do that, and it got me nowhere. So now I realize like I need to build relationships with these people and then friend request them. And that's what I've been doing, and it's worked out great. Fifth thing I do is challenge group check-ins. So I make it part of my power hour to check in with my challenge group. So I'm not in my challenge groups for 24 hours. I'm not in there answering every single question all day. That's a waste of time. Yes, you need to be there for your challengers, but you can do it during your power hour. So you can go in, and usually I do more than one power hour. So I do one in the morning, and I usually do one in the afternoon. And I usually do work, but it's not like a set power hour. When I'm working in between those, I'm usually doing like trainings or getting on calls during the day or whatever. I don't count that as my power hour, but like part of my power hour, I check into my challenge group. So I'm answering questions. And that's another reason why I like doing like something like the lifestyle group or even a regular challenge group with multiple coaches, because my power hour might be different than Ashley's power hour. And if we're running a challenge group together, or if she's in my lifestyle group and she happens to be checking in with her challenge groups or whatever throughout that time, and she sees she can answer that question, or other challengers will answer that question too, right? And I usually like to do a little bit of a check-in in the morning and a check-in at night during my challenge or during my power hour, so that way I can kind of go through and see those people that had questions throughout the day. But I still show up, and I am posting in there as a challenger myself. So you need to make sure that you are acting as a challenger yourself in your groups, like consistently, not just like during your week, or not just like once in a great blue moon, because guess what? Your challengers are not going to participate if you're not participating. They're not going to show up if you're not going to show up. So I make that part of my power hour. My coach, I do coach check-ins too. So I check in with my coaches via Messenger. I try and do it. I tried a system. I didn't really stick with it. So I was trying to check in with my coaches like every few weeks. I have a lot of people to check in with, so it's been really hard for me to check in and do that. But I try my best. So because you don't have like massive teams yet, just try and get in the habit of checking in with those people, and not every single day, right? Like that wouldn't be something I do every single day. I don't check in with the same person every single day. There's no reason for me to. But the people that are showing up, the people that are needing your help, like ask them if they need help, show up. Just check in with them once a week, every few weeks, depending on what they're doing, right? So my discount coaches, I treat a little bit differently than my business builders. Now that's not to say that they're not important, but I'm not going to sit there and spend an hour trying to talk to one of my discount coaches who wants nothing to do with the business and is like, please leave me alone and just want the discount, right? Opposed to someone that's like asking me questions, like saying, hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need help with that, right? Yes, you still need to check in with your discount coaches. They are your challengers, no matter what. So make sure you are checking in with them and just saying, hey, just wanted to make sure if you see that they're not participating in your groups or you're noticing they're kind of slacking, like just bring them back in. But your business builders too, you need to just at least check in with them. 80% of your time though needs to be your business. I have been told that by multiple coaches. 80% of your time needs to be focused on your business, not trying to help your coaches build. The coaches that want to build are going to do it. Plain and simple. Like, they're going to do it. I figured it out. Ashley figured it out. Lindsay Matway, who had no help, figured it out. And not to say that you can't, that we're not here for you, because we totally are. That's why we do team pages. That's why we have these calls. That's why we, I mean, you'll know where to find us. But a lot of times I see like people are like, oh, well, my coach, and this is not anything with y'all, but like I get a lot of people that come and say, I want to be on your team. I want to transfer to y'all's team because you seem to be helping your coaches. And I do try and help my coaches, but I think a lot of people think that like you have to have an awesome upline and you have to have an upline that's going to sit there and answer every single question that you have in order to be successful. And that's not the case. I usually don't even answer questions because I actually want you to go find your own answer. I usually wait a little while to see if we'll go and try and find it. And then I'll say, hey girl, like during my power hour, when I'm checking in with my coaches, hey, I saw you had a question. Did you find the answer? If not, here it is, right? It kind of helps you step up a little, because that's what I did. I wouldn't message my coach because she never helped me, but I would message Lindsay Stay. Lindsay Stay is busy beyond belief, right? She's not going to sit there and answer everybody's questions. I would know I wasn't the only one asking. So she would ignore me for like an hour. And it wasn't even ignoring me. She was working. And then I would usually find the answer. And I would say, okay, never mind. Don't answer me because I'll figure it out. But if I didn't, she would always answer me, at a later time, and which was totally fine. So, for you to check in with your coaches, it's important. And if you need help in something, if you have questions, reach out. Again, I'm not telling you I'm going to ignore you. I will try and answer you during my power hour. But if it's, if you can find the answer, try and find it. If not, no big deal. If you really don't understand something, ask. Like, that's what we're here for. Don't be afraid to reach out and be like, Jesse's going to ignore me. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to kind of see if you're going to find, and normally I don't even check my messages unless I'm doing my power hour. I really don't. Like, I'm doing other stuff. And I've tried to get better at this, like make it a set, like this is my 10 minutes. My 10 minutes of follow-up, y'all, I'm not sitting there messaging my coaches. Like, I'm following up with people. I'm not answering messages for my coaches. I'm following up with people. During my time of me, connecting with people, I'm not answering follow-up messages. Like, I am focusing. So it's figuring out what works for you, right? And figuring out like those time slots where you can solely focus, and you can do this in an hour. Like, that's the best part, is that you can build this business in an hour. You can. It's totally doable. You just have to be focused, and you have to have either a list that you go off of, or maybe make your own list every morning, like whatever works for you, figuring that out. And then another thing that I do during my power hour is I go into my online office. And I started doing this before I even had a team, before I even had challengers like actually signing up. So I was going into my online office. I was checking my online office every single day. I was checking the volume, and there was no volume other than my own because I didn't have coaches. So I was like, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I just wanted to get used to doing that. I go into my online office now and check, coach breaking news. So I have an idea of what's going on. I don't have to wait till someone in DFG, posts about November to Remember. Like, I saw that because I went into the online office and I knew like, okay, that's happening. They usually, before they even like make the announcement, they usually put it on there. All the UK launch stuff is on there. Like, everything is on there. So I try and go into the coach online office, the breaking news part, and I know it's all changed around, but now I'm trying to learn the new online office, which is actually really easy if you play around with it, but it takes time to learn. So make it a part of your online, power hour, to kind of go through and do those things. Like, go check the online office, go check to see if you have an order. Even if you don't think you do, you never know. You might get a lead, which I know a few of you have been getting leads because y'all are hitting Success Club and your Emerald. So I've been getting a lot of questions about leads. Like, wait, this girl showed up in my online office. Like, who is she? Make sure that's really important for you to be checking your online office to make sure that you see them sooner than later, right? Any breaking news, any of that. It's just really important to kind of get used to checking. I usually check every Thursday morning. I check obviously my commission, and then I also check for the next week to see who is projected to be inactive, in my downline. So that way I can reach out if it's someone that, is wanting, like I know someone the other day was projected to be inactive, and she's a builder, and like that's not normal for her to be projected to be inactive. So I messaged her, and she's like, no girl, she's like, I shouldn't be. She ended up, her credit card was old, like it expired, and she didn't even realize it. So she's like, oh man, like I didn't even realize it. So she had to switch her credit card. So, I try and keep an eye out for that so that I can message those people and just say, hey, I saw you were projected to be inactive. I just want to make sure everything's okay, whatever. And sometimes people postpone their Shakeology, which is totally fine. But if I usually know who is here for the discount and who is kind of not, so I can go in there, and so I get used to checking that too. And then the last thing I do is I craft, and I try and do this for the week. I craft like my post. I don't necessarily write the whole post, but I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to talk about each day. I base it off that calendar in the file section of our team page, which is, if you go into the file section, go into the new coach, I think it's under new coach training, there's a calendar, and it literally tells you like what to post on Tuesdays, what to post on Wednesdays. So I'll go in there and I'll kind of craft my ideas out, and I'll write like just down like tidbits of what I want to talk about. That doesn't always happen. But I know tomorrow I'm doing a Transformation Tuesday post, right? Or a Wednesday, whatever you want to do. But I know that's what I'll do. So I'll kind of have an idea of what I want to talk about. And I craft that during my power hour if I have enough time. So you have to time it out. And then the things that don't get done, like get moved to my list the next day. But the main top 3 things that I'm doing in my power hour are inviting and following up. Those are like my first 2 things. And then the other things kind of follow afterwards. So I can send y'all, or I can post in the team page like mine or what I normally do. And again, y'all, things change. So I'll add in like some days part of my power hour, if I like have the time, will be to listen in on a training or check into, like, I think I'm a part of a elite push group, and we do calls certain days, and sometimes I miss them, so I have to go back and listen to them. But it changes, right? It changes every day. But if you can at least have some like guideline of what you should be doing, you should be able to be successful in this business if you are doing it if you're working harder, if you're working smarter, not harder. So it's really, really important that y'all have and again, it doesn't have to be, I know I had a call the other day with one of our coaches, and I was telling her, like, it doesn't have to be like, I have business hours. So like I am normally unplugged by 7, or usually it's by like 6, but sometimes depending on if Tyler's here, if not, I'll work until I go to sleep. But I try and unplug by 7. So, I have certain business hours because I do this full time. If you aren't doing this full time and or if you're a stay-at-home mom, or you have a family, or you have life, right? You have other things. I have life too, not just Beachbody, but you have other things, work, whatnot. And there's no way you can have like a set schedule. Like maybe not every day you can wake up and work from 5 to 6. Maybe you can't work at a certain hour, because you have kids and things happen. That's totally okay. But if you can find those pockets of time where you are available, when your kids go to sleep, like take 30 minutes right when you put them down and they actually fall asleep, take 30 minutes to do your power hour, right? Or power 30, whatever you would call it. In the morning, like if you wake up miraculously before they do, like creep out and get some work done. Like, you just have to find what works for you. I cannot tell you what to do in your business that's going to work for you. You have to figure it out. And I know that sucks because it's super frustrating, but it's like the truth. I can't tell you what's going to work for you because my schedule is very different than your schedule. What works for me might not work for you, right? But if you at least have this power hour, like, mindset, this time management mindset, I think it would help tremendously with building. And I just wanted y'all to know, like, you do not have to work your business 5 hours a day in order to be successful. If you do it in an hour, but it would have to be like a set focused hour, right? Not like I'm going to scroll Facebook for 30 minutes and say I worked my business. Like, that's not working your business. that's scrolling Facebook for 30 minutes. So my suggestion, and I actually, Melanie Mitro, like, shared her, what she does at the New Leader Conference that I went to this year. And she has like I am not organized. She is very organized. But she has like her day is literally every block of her day is scheduled out. Now, like, I can't do that. It gives me anxiety. But she like literally has like her workout and her shower. Like the time she showers is like set out. And then it's like power hour number 1. And then it's like team time. And then it's like eat dinner with the kids. And then it's like all, like, it's very like structured. I am not a structured person, but I try and at least be organized with my power hours. So that way I know I at least got something done. And I just like dilly-dally on Facebook. Does that make sense? Does that help anybody? I saw a lot of people are asking questions. Or you find a lizard. Yeah, or Erin finds a lizard in her house and freaks out. What do you consider a successful inviting session? So I guess there's not really, I don't want to say that there's not really a successful inviting session, but my inviting and my conversations are very different. So like when I'm inviting, so for 10 minutes of straight inviting, I am not responding to those people that actually respond to me. And I know that sounds weird, but like I am 10 minutes of straight inviting. So like if I can knock out 20 to 30 invites in 10 minutes and I'm writing people's names, so then I kind of get like, I am very competitive. So I kind of like get in competition with myself. Like, okay, yesterday I did 10. So like today I'm doing 20. And like, I like push for that 20. And then I set time, like, okay, the next 10 minutes, I'm going to actually converse with these people. I'm actually going to respond to these people. And I set that timer. And once that timer goes off, like I'm done. I mean, if I'm mid conversation and I'm like typing and the timer goes off and I'm like, okay, you know, or I'll tell them like, hey, like I'm actually about to go run an errand. Or like the other day, someone messaged me like right before Tyler was coming over and she went in to buy a challenge pack. And I used to be that person. I was like, oh my God, if I don't answer her, she's not going to buy from me. And then she's going to go buy from someone else. She's going to go, like, I was like, I would freak myself out. So I finally got to the point where I started telling them like, hey, my fiance is actually on his way to pick me up and we're going out to dinner. So I'm actually unplugging. Would you mind if I sent you a message tomorrow? Y'all, they're like, yeah, that's fine. Totally understandable. And guess what? If they don't order tomorrow, then it wasn't meant to be. Like, that's my mindset on it. And I've never really, if I tell them that and they say, yeah, that's fine, like, they know I'm going to message them tomorrow. So it's not the end of the world. They're not going to just like, and some of them will ghost you anyway, but they were going to ghost you to begin with, right? Like, it's not because you went to dinner with your family. It's not. Like, and if it is, then bye, I'm not the right coach for you, right? So it starts to tell them like, hey, I'm unplugging for the night. And I try and do that about 30 minutes before I'm actually unplugging, because sometimes, you know, then they have questions or whatever. And if I can get in their order, if we can like get them to do it before then that's great. But I am not answering messages anymore when I'm with him. I'm not. And I used to do that and it caused issues. And it's not fair to him or me, right? You wouldn't go knock on your hairdresser's door at 1 a.m. and say, hey, like, can you come do my hair? No, right? Like, you wouldn't do that. That's not, or you wouldn't text your hairdresser at 1 a.m. I mean, I know I don't text my hairdresser at 1 a.m. and say, hey, do you have openings tomorrow that you can do my hair? Like, no, I don't do that, because that's not okay, right? You're not going to text like your lawyer and be like, hey, I really want to get divorced and I need you to write up divorce papers at 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, no, you probably wouldn't do that. You would probably wait till like it's within their business hours, right? So yeah, so my like successful inviting is me not getting distracted, to be honest. That's my successful inviting session. Ashley said I invite people to my upcoming challenge group, invite to the coaching opportunity, and invite to my free lifestyle group. Yeah, she splits them in 3 categories, which is awesome. That's a really good idea. And I kind of do that too. Like, I don't just say, okay, I'm going to invite, 10 people to this, 10 people. I kind of just set those time frames. Like, okay, right now I'm going to follow up. And when I'm inviting to the coaching opportunity, it's usually people that I've like already talked with, right? But sometimes it's not. I don't know. It just depends. But yeah, I set that time aside. Like, I'm going to invite to the coaching opportunity. I'm going to invite to this. I'm going to invite to that. So you know what you're inviting to. And you all voice, and I'm not just, I do want to say this too. I don't just copy and paste anymore. I'm not just copy and pasting, hey girl, like, thank you so much for liking my post, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I send them, I might do that a little bit, but I try and send voice messages. It's been super beneficial for me. And I forward the voice messages. So I make sure I don't say anyone's name. I'm not like, hey, Sally, and then voice messenger, and that's someone named Ashley, right? I'm just like, hey girl, I saw you commented on my post about my boot camp. I would love for you to be a part of it. Can you tell me more about, your goals, blah, 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 right? If it's someone that I'm inviting to my lifestyle group, like, hey girl, I saw you commented or you liked my post earlier. I really just want you to know it really means a lot to me that you support me in my journey or that you're showing so much love on my post. Have you ever wanted to be a part of my groups? I actually have a free community, blah, blah. I cut you off at 1 minute, which is awesome, so I don't ramble, and I know it's awkward and kind of intimidating at first, but it's actually gotten a lot easier for me to do that than it is to like send a typed message. It just, for me, feels more personal. And I can, like I said, I can forward them. They don't know that I'm forwarding those messages. And then afterwards, yes, your conversations are going to be tweaked to them, so you can't always forward the message. But the initial message you can forward. So when you voice message someone, after it sends, you're going to see the little like arrow looking thing next to it. If you click on that, it's going to let you forward it to whoever you want, which is super, super helpful. Yeah, Erin, I would definitely add like the women that Lyle works with, anybody that like you feel like if your kids are in dancing, like all those dance moms. I'm still trying to get in. I coach cheerleading and I'm not friends with any of those moms. And I'm like, I need to be friends with all these people. Like, I need to figure out how to do it because I don't want to be creepy and be like, hey, do you want to be friends on Facebook? Because that's weird. But, I'm slowly trying to get in that. But yeah, anything like that. Could these be people you have possibly invited before? Erin, are you referring to, what are you referring to?
Let me go back and read it. Oh, like whenever you're extending invites.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could it be people that you've invited last month?
Yep.
That like didn't respond or told you no?
Yeah, I mean, I always follow up with people, y'all. Like, I am a boss at following up. And that means to people that don't respond to me. That means to people that have said no. Ashley told me no for 8 months, and I kept sending her messages. And again, my messages have changed a little bit than what I was messaging her, but I don't send the same message over and over again. But sometimes, like, the people that have ignored me or maybe, like, ghosted me, like, said, hey, yeah, I want to do it, and then they, like, don't respond. Like, those people I'm sending voice messages to, just saying, like, hey, girl, I'm not sure if you got my last message, but, I'm having a new boot camp that's starting on Monday, and I wanted to see if you wanted to be involved in it. Or, I just opened up this lifestyle group, and I know last time we chatted, you were hesitant, and I wanted to see if you just wanted to be a part of the community. It's free. Always, like, I always, that's what I consider a follow-up to. So, like, your follow-ups aren't just people that you talked to last week. Like, sometimes those are people that you haven't talked to in a month. But the key is following up. Like, I followed with people 6 months, 7 months later from our initial conversation, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, like right now is a great time. Or, I just got Christmas, or, not Christmas money because it's not Christmas, but, I just got a bonus at work, or, it was my birthday last week. I do that purposely too. I'll go in and look at birthdays. And I don't just send them a happy birthday, like on their birthday. Like, I might message them a few days before their birthday or a few days after their birthday. And I actually try and do that more so than sending them it on their birthday, because yeah, they're getting a message is better than you sending them or posting it on their Facebook page. But if you do it, and you can actually look to see if you go into the birthdays, you go into the events like section of Facebook, and then you go down, you can actually see like the birthdays for the whole week that's upcoming. So like you can send a message saying, hey girl, I see it's your birthday on Tuesday. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and see what plans you had going on or whatever. And then they like, you kind of stand out even more because they're like, oh man, like she saw it, like she took the time to see that it was my birthday. I don't do it like weeks before. I usually do it that Sunday. I'll send out just happy birthday messages for the week, which I think is helpful too. But then, around that time, that following week, I can send messages to those people saying, hey girl, I saw you were interested, or, I know you were interested last time we talked, whatever. But following up is where I don't usually, the people that, and not always, but the people that reach out to me this month are usually not the people that actually buy this month. It usually takes them like a few months to actually sign up. The people that sign up this month, I've been talking to for months. Like, that's just how it goes. And I know that's frustrating when you're new and you're like, well, I don't have months. Like, I need now, right? But those people will come if you're consistent and you're sharing and you're, getting, and you're being more personal than just the typical copy paste post, right? And you can use those scripts. Like, our scripts are great and helpful, but you can use them to kind of make into your own. But voice messages, I think, are huge. If you can get people on the phone, I think that's super helpful. I know that takes a little bit more time than sending a voice message, or even just a text message. And like, it depends on your outlet too. Instagram's very different than Facebook. I can't send voice messages on Instagram. So I've been actually converting all my Instagram people to emails, which I'm finding to be helpful too. So you kind of have to play around with that. I know most of you are on Facebook, but, and I try and get my Instagram people over to my Facebook. So, if you can do that, I think that would be helpful. Does anyone else have questions about Power Hours? Ashley wants to say something or ask a question. Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, so I have just a couple things to say. Like, so when Jessie was talking earlier about like how she doesn't do these activities every day sometimes, guys, that is because of the consistency in Jessie's posting. Like, the thing about our business, guys, is that we are in an emotional business. People buy when they are at their lowest point. So they need to see your post, and they don't all need to be fitness posts. So when you lock yourself in the closet to get away from your kids, guys, take a selfie, make a post about it. Like, when my dog bullies me around my house, like, I make a post about it. When I didn't get pregnant last month, I made a post about it. And the reason for that, guys, is because people want to know that like you're being as truthful and as honest with them as possible, because this is emotional. It's hard for people to say, I'm fat and I need help. Like, that's why I didn't tell Jessie yes for 8 months. It wasn't because I didn't want to do it. It's not because I couldn't afford it. Like, I told her I couldn't. It was because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed of being overweight. Like, that's just the reality of it. So when we're telling you guys, like, post consistently, like, show up every day, even the days you can't show up, guys, I used to literally have like 45 minutes in my day when I worked at the courthouse. Like, I did not have time to make posts, but I'd have bathroom selfie mirror selfies or whatever in the mirror that were just like, happy girls are the prettiest girls. Like, guys, you have to make posts that relate to people. And it has to be emotional. It can't just be like, oh, like, happy girls are the prettiest girls. Like, no, I talk about my depression. Like, same thing with like me not getting pregnant. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it was my first month trying, but I made like a sad post about it because for the first time I was like upset that I wasn't having a baby, And you guys, like, people are reaching out to me who have had miscarriages, who have had abortions, who I've never spoken to before, but they've been watching me for months. And because I show up every single day, they connected with me with that because that's their lowest of their lows, right? And then just one more other thing I wanted to say, or actually 2 more things. If you guys feel like you don't have enough time in your day, I get it. I totally get it. Working full time, I don't have enough time in my day, right? But guys, if you sit there and you say like, I don't have enough time to make posts, I don't have enough time to invite, write down what you're doing in your day. Like, I used to show up 10 minutes early to work and sit in my car and invite people. On my lunch break, I'd sit in my car and check in with my challengers. Like, we all have time in our day, right? When you're locked in the closet, getting away from your kids, right? Like, that's time that like you can be doing these little things. Watching Family Guy is not a priority. Watching Ellen is not a priority. Guys, it's all on DVR. You can all watch that on Sunday on your day off. But find a time, like, make up those blocks like Jessie said. I know it's hard. I know it sucks. But when you become consistent with it, it doesn't feel like you're on social media all the time anymore because you're like, okay, it's Monday morning. Got to make my post. Boom. Here it is, right? And then my last thing is just like, if you are good at multitasking, guys, multitask. When Jessie's talking about the Power Hour, yes, that needs to be focused. But for personal development, guys, if you listen to PD, Do that while you do your house chores. Do that while you do your workout. The Monday calls, the Monday, what are they called? I don't know.
National wake-up calls.
National wake-up calls, guys, every single Monday. And guys, those calls are golden. Like, they're golden. They're from top coaches who pay thousands of dollars to be in trainings, to learn how to do Instagram, to learn how to do Facebook, and they're telling you exactly what they're doing. So while you're doing your workout, while you're folding your laundry, guys, that's when I listen to these national wake-up calls. I don't just sit there with my headphones in and my eyeballs closed and listening to the national wake-up calls. No, I'm doing stuff around my house that needs to get done. And guys, it makes it so much more enjoyable. When you listen to personal development and fold laundry, it's like done like that. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to add. Guys, like, we can do this. Like, it's not difficult. We just have to focus and we have to use our time wisely. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Like, it's just like Jesse said, like, because I work at this full time, I spend a lot more time now watching YouTube videos, right? And a lot of the top coaches that I follow say that this business is built in only 1 hour. They got 4 and 5 kids. They don't have time to be playing on social media all day. No, like 1 hour a day, that's all that it takes. And guys, they're sitting at home making freaking $500,000 a year. So laser vision, BAT, power hour, multitask. You guys got this.
Yeah. And have a vision for your business. Like, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want to get from it? If you have no clue and you're like, well, I just want to hit diamond. Why do you want to hit diamond? Why? Your why needs to be stronger. We say this in my challenge groups, right? Or in our challenge groups. Your why needs to be stronger than your excuses. So if you are like that type of person that's like, I don't really want to invite today. Okay, well, like, I don't really want to invite, or I don't really want to be broke. Like, that's my mindset. Like, yeah, I don't feel like inviting, but I also am about to buy a house, and I don't want to live like, I don't want to be house poor. I don't want to be house poor. So I know that in order for me to be able to afford to buy a house, I have to invite, because I have this opportunity that can change someone else's life, number one, because that's what's most important. It's not about the money, but it is also about the money for me too, because I have to live, right? So, like, your excuses need to be stronger. Or I'm sorry, your why needs to be stronger than your excuses, just like in your journey, in your health and fitness journey. You're not going to work out if you don't have a why. You're not going to get it done if you don't have a why. You're not going to stay consistent if you don't have a why. It's the same thing with this business. If you don't have a reason why you're doing this and you're just going through the motions because you think that's what you should be doing, you're not going to be consistent with it. You're not going to be successful in it. Like, you have to, and you don't have to have a why that's going to make you cry, but like, you have to have a why that's going to make you do what you don't feel like doing. Make you say, I don't care if someone's judging me, I'm going to do it, right? I see that someone's comment here saying I need to get over being judged. And like, those are the things that, I mean, I haven't always been the person that didn't care what people think. And there still are things that I'm like, meh, I don't know if I want to post this, or I don't know if, like, you know, I want to approach this person because I'm scared what they're going to think. Like, I finally got over that hump by saying, you know what? All they can do is tell me no. I don't care if people judge me anymore. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, they're going to judge me if I was doing X, or they're going to judge me if I'm doing Z. Like, not X the drugs. I meant like X, Y, Z type of thing. I just realized what I said once I said, I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. But you know what I mean? Like, if I'm doing this, they're going to judge me. Or if I'm doing this, they're going to judge me. People are going to judge you whether for anything that you do. So, like, why not do something that makes you happy, right? And that's the thing, y'all. Like, your why has to be stronger than all of that. And if it is, and if you were consistent, and y'all, your conversations, like, I know a lot of people here are like, oh, I'm consistent with my conversations. I'm consistent with this, and I'm not getting anywhere. Go back and read what you're sending people. Go back and listen to what you're sending people and see. It could be like one thing you're saying that's like not being pushy, or like you're just kind of putting people off. When I go back and read my conversations from like when I first started, I'm like, why did these people join me? Like, I sounded like a freaking, I don't even know, but they joined me because they heard my passion. They saw my excitement. They saw like what I wanted. I shared my vision, and I kind of have stopped sharing that. I need to get back to it because I have a huge vision for this business. I have a huge vision for our team. I have a huge vision for my life. And like, that is what people get attracted to, because other people have that same vision or a similar vision as you. And you might not think that. Like, you might not think your friends want to stay home with their kids, but they might want to. You might not think that, like, like your family might be telling you, yeah, you're not gonna be able to like travel the world. Like that's not realistic. But like if that's what you want to do, share that's what you want to do. Share how you want to make this a 6-figure earning business. Like share those things. And I know it's scary to share. And I know people like you're afraid that what people are gonna think or whatever. But like you not sharing it is not gonna help you grow. It's only gonna hold you back. So share those things and share them with like excitement and share them with belief and share them like you've got them in your hand, right? Like Courtney Girl and they always said, I am building this to a 6-figure business. Who wants to come with me? Like all the time. And they did that because they shared it all the time. So I hope that this helps. If you need help, I know we've always been going over our time lately. I'm just so excited. Now I feel great, except I really don't. I still feel like poop, but I feel a lot better than what I did when I got on this call. So, if y'all need help, like let us know. If you have questions, let us know, but like know that you can do this. Seriously, and I know it's hard to believe sometimes. I sometimes doubt myself, but like anyone can do this. Again, there's no difference between you and all the top coaches out there. Right? Like there is no difference. Yes, actually.
Sorry. One more thing to say. So everyone's like, God, Ashley, stop talking. No, but guys, if there's something in this business that is holding you back, if you are afraid of being judged, if you like whatever it may be, talk about that. You don't realize how many people out there are afraid of what other people think. Like you don't realize like that connects people to you. That makes you a real person and not just this Beachbody coach that is like high on energized and like bouncing off the walls and like unrelatable, right? Because for me, when I was 50 pounds overweight, a lot of the stuff I saw from different coaches, I was like, that is not me. That is not me. But when Jessie was sharing about her depression and stuff like that, and it doesn't have to be something negative, guys. It just has to be something that relates with people. It has to be something that when you post about it and when you're vulnerable and you're, again, emotional, people are like, dang, like this girl walks around flexing all the time, showing her muscles, sweating, posting sweaty selfies, posting transformations, but she's still human. And if she's gotten this far and she still feels that way, maybe I could do that. That's what gets people to say, dang, I need to sign up with Ashley. I need to sign up with Jessie. I need to do this because I'm at my lowest point. And like that girl is bomb for sharing that and being open and being real about that. Yeah, sorry, comment that somebody put about being judged. Sorry, but like I post about that the other day. I made a post that was like, "This is who I am." Like, I'm a chocolate cake all day type of person, and like I went into like different things that I'm about. Like that, if you're not about it, like it's cool. And I posted at the bottom like, if you're not down with anything that I am, and you have something to say about it, like feel free to unfriend me. And guys, that was scary. Like one of my biggest fears is like not having friends. But like, I came out and I said all that stuff and I had so many people liking that and commenting and messaging me and saying, hey girl, like, just letting you know, I don't agree with that. Like I like vanilla, but anyway, like you're super bomb for posting stuff like that. Because guys, it shows a different side of you other than like the health and the fitness and shove this down your throat and get you skinny and get you fit. And people don't want that anymore. Social media is turning into this like barf zone of all these different MLMs. And I know that we're not like that. But I know for me, I've been posting, transformations for 2 years and they don't get the traction that they used to. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be posting your transformations because you should be, but people scroll past my sweaty selfies. Like that's just the reality of it. So you have to, and for me guys, it's hard. It's hard not to post about fitness because now I do this full time. This is my life. This is my job. But it's when I post the things about buying pickles at the store or trying this or trying that, people are like, oh, okay, this girl isn't just about fitness stuff. All right, I'm
done. Thanks, Ashley. All right, does anyone have anything that they want to say before we hop on? Reminder, November to remember, get on a team. Go post in our team page. Go post in DFG. I always like hooking up with someone outside of our team, unless it's your direct downline. Not saying y'all can't hook up with someone, but it's always fun to like, I've met some of my best friends just like hooking up with random people on Tribe Health or DFG and saying, hey, I'm looking for a teammate, whatever. I've gotten success partners out of it. It's just been like a fun way to kind of meet more people. So again, I'm not telling you not to get involved with someone on our team, but if you unless you have a coach, and even if you don't have a coach that wants to build, like, you can definitely partner up with someone on our team, but find a partner, basically, is what I'm trying to say, if you don't have one, and get involved with, you know, the things that we do in person or within your area, Teamsgiving, Super Saturday, that kind of thing. I hope everyone comes to Teamsgiving because I'm really excited about it. And Ashley's not in charge of the turkey this year, y'all. I promise. Erin, saw you
I have
raise
a
your
quick
hand.
question.
Yep.
Yeah. I know I can't come to Teamsgiving. My cousin's getting married the weekend before, and I'm doing Finn's birthday the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
Wondering if you're thinking, I guess, about doing anything like a Dirty Santa thing. I thought you had mentioned something like that.
Yeah,
So,
we were thinking
I'm
of
just curious.
we were thinking of just doing one thing, like it all together, because I know that the holidays get kind of cray-cray.
Right.
But maybe we could do something after we usually go to like lunch after Super Saturday, and since it's like right after the holidays, maybe if we have more people that are able to do that, maybe we could do like a Dirty Santa that day instead of doing it during
We wouldn't have to do something like that.
open.
I'm just, you know, like I said before, I'm just trying to find ways to connect. And
I know that not
this
everyone.
year it's just literally I have something going on every weekend in November.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah. No, I know that not everyone's gonna be able to come to. I mean, I get that. And that's why I'm trying to like put it out there now, because I know last year we kind of just like, oh, we're doing Teamsgiving, like kind of threw it together. So we're trying to plan ahead of time.
Right.
But I get it. So yeah, we're gonna have more stuff too, and I do want to do more like local team get-togethers as much as we can. If anyone wants to do the Tough Mudder, we're doing that in March. The Tough Mudder.
Yeah, I'm signed up for that. I'm terrified now that I'm realizing that we signed up for the 10K, not just the 5K again.
You'll be fine. We're doing the Tough Mudder in March. It's March 18th, I think.
Sounds right.
The third weekend of March. So we're doing that, and that's another thing, y'all. Like going and doing that kind of stuff. Like I actually, I did the Warrior Dash this weekend, and I didn't like talk to anyone when I was there, other than the people that I was with. Because the Warrior Dash is very different from the Tough Mudder. Tough Mudder, you're like helping people. You're kind of having to help each other. The Warrior Dash was actually pretty easy. But the good thing about that kind of stuff is like you can search hashtags and be like I actually posted about Warrior Dash on my Instagram, and I had a girl comment saying like, yeah, I was at that Warrior Dash, and then she said something about doing the Tough Mudder, and I was like, oh my god, so we've connected just from that. So like going to that kind of stuff, and I am introverted. I'm not going to just walk up to someone and start talking to them. But if they're like helping me through mud, you bet I'm going to start talking to them, right? Like I'm going to have a conversation, and maybe it will lead to like a friendship. We actually like kind of picked up a straggler who was like on her own while we were there. My mom became friends with her. So of course, my mom could talk to anybody. So my mom, she was just like with us the whole time. I mean, she was a little older, so like I didn't make friends with her, but like my mom did. So like those kind of things, y'all, anything like that is a good way to connect. And if Shelby did the Tough Mudder with us, and Erin did it last year, and it was really, really fun. So if y'all want to do it as a team, last year we had like 20 something people with us. I would love for y'all. It's not cheap either right now, but last year they had a Groupon for it. So maybe look on Groupon if you want to do it. But it's a lot of fun, and it's not as scary as it sounds. I'm doing the full, so it's like 10 miles. Something crazy like that. Erin's doing the full. I don't know if Shelby, did you sign up again or no? No, not yet. My mom is doing the full. Tyler's doing it. Okay, if Tyler can do it anyway, I don't think he's doing the full. I think he said he's only going to do the half, which is fine. So like if you do the half, you can go hang out with Tyler and drink some beer after, because he has to wait for me. So it is a lot of fun though. It's March 18th, and it's a ton of fun. So doing things like that, and if that's not your thing, like if you're like, hell no, I'm not going. Go to yoga classes. Go to like different things that you're into. And it doesn't have to be health and fitness related, but it's a good way to meet people. So, and it's a good way to like get your team. If you have some teammates around you, be like, hey, like, y'all want to go do this? I didn't think anyone from our team was going to do it last year, and we had a few people. Elaine did it last year. Tirza did it. I think that was it for me. Oh, Michelle did it. And Erin did it. Shelby, Michelle.
I feel like there were a few others, honestly.
Yeah,
but
we had like 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to do it, actually, when it comes to it with us, you can wear your unicorn. You can wear your unicorn onesie.
Yeah, but I might be pregnant. That's the kind of vibe I'm sending off right now.
Well, that's okay. You can do it pregnant.
No.
I wouldn't do it pregnant.
No, I don't.
I did it. I did do it, 3 months postpartum?
Yeah.
You know?
That's you're a beast, Erin. And when I am eventually 3 months postpartum, I'm be like, Erin, I can't even like lift my legs. Like, help me.
Look, I walked in there and I was terrified, but I was excited. And
But you
it was good to do the bonding, like Jesse's saying.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
that's
there's
what
no.
it's about.
What I love about Tough
It was
Mudder
team
versus
building, it was, hey, I'm meeting these people that I have seen on social media. And yeah, sure, I met them at Super Saturday, but if you've been to one, you know it's crazy. You don't really get to
talk or
meet
like
people if you're by yourself.